put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, and welcome to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television. It is Friday. Yes, it's Friday, the 2nd day of May 2025, and we're coming to you live from the Port Mall here in Scarborough, Tobago. I am Adana Kumbi, and this is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it.
Good morning, and my name is Akinlabi Holder, and it is the last working day of the week. The second day of a new month. Yes, it is the second day of a new month, Adana. And we have some exciting stuff to anticipate tomorrow. I believe the cabinet will be sworn in tomorrow. So we have some things to anticipate there, Adana.
That's right. Yesterday we saw the swearing in of the Prime Minister and the Attorney General. What a speech from an inaugural speech from the Prime Minister.
Yes.
Mrs. Kamala Persad-Bissessar there talking about, on the undertones were integrity, of course, talking about serving people and fairness to all persons and ensuring that everybody, the population of Trinidad and Tobago, is treated fairly and that we all benefit from the resources that are available in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes.
And so, of course, we're going to have to hold, as we always say on this show, hold the policymakers accountable for ensuring that we all benefit. What do you think about this swearing in terms of using the Constitution to swear in rather than a religious book?
Well, I think that she was really trying to show us that her loyalty is to the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago and to all persons of Trinidad and Tobago. And I think that was something throughout all her actions and her speech yesterday that she really tried to stress upon, that she is not a government, she's not a prime minister just for her supporters, but she's also the prime minister for everyone in Trinidad and Tobago. And I think that action of swearing on the Constitution was meant to show that she has no biases, she has no preferences. She's here for everyone, every single citizen of Trinidad and Tobago.
Of course, and we, of course, through the 5-year period that she is going to be our Prime Minister, we will look to see how that rolls out in the public space and how we are able to identify and benefit from her words and her sentiments shared there. And of course, mentioning that on Saturday, the cabinet will be sworn in, Akinlabi. Yes, we're looking forward to that as well. So Trinidad and Tobago, you have to pay attention to what is happening, and we will be bringing you all the updates as soon as they are made available right here on Tobago Updates Television. But before we get into all of those talks, we have to head on over to the news in 90 seconds.
Anna, here is your news in 90 seconds for Friday, May 2nd, 2025. Trinidad and Tobago's 9th Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar was sworn in yesterday, with President Christine Kangaloo administering the oath at the President's house. John Jeremy also sworn in as Attorney General for the 3rd time. Persad-Bissessar held the Constitution during her oath and expressed deep gratitude to loyal UNC supporters who stood by her through a decade of political setbacks. In her first address, Persad-Bissessar reflected on feeling forgotten and rejected, but pledged that her cabinet, to be sworn in on Saturday, will work immediately to improve citizens' lives, promising noticeable improvement within 6 months. Up next, Chief Secretary Fali Augustine said the change in central government would not affect efforts to bring Sandals back, this time with a fresh proposal. Augustine confirmed Sandals had been formally invited to re-engage, supported by key Tobago stakeholders. Emphasizing broader tourism goals, he said Tobago remains open for business. Augustine plans to resume structured meetings with the new UNC government, prioritizing autonomy and funding issues. He criticized past governments for withholding fundings and stressed the need for respect under the THA Act. And finally, former PNM Vice Chairman Robert Lee Hunt expressed that under the party's constitution, the remaining executive can lead until a new political party is elected within 6 months. Following major resignations, including political leader Dr. Keith Rowley and Chairman Stuart Young, only a few executive members remain. Arima MP Penelope Beckles Robinson was named opposition leader, though the party currently has no political leader, an uncommon situation. Lee Hunt and others emphasize party resilience and upcoming internal elections. Former members express optimism about rebuilding with support uniting around Beckles Robinson. And that was your news in 90 seconds.
Thank you, Bianca, for our news there in 90 seconds. And, we here at this junction, Akinlabi and I were talking about the swearing in yesterday of our Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes.
And we mentioned on this show, I think it was yesterday, that we now have 3 females in space of authority in terms of the President, the Prime Minister, and the Leader of the Opposition.
Yes.
And I must say, again, congratulations to all the women. And I see it as a sign of, while this show is not really a show that kind of deals with those types of issues, but this morning what I want to mention is that I want to give a sort of encouragement to persons who feel as if, and if you listen to the speech yesterday, I think Akinlabi also brought it up, or it was in your news story, where the Prime Minister spoke about feeling neglected for 10 years. And sometimes, as an individual, especially as a female, you might feel as if you do not belong, or you don't have a place, or you have been rejected, or you've been forgotten, that once you still hold on and you persevere, that anything is possible and you can attain the highest office in your field or your industry. So just keep holding on and doing your best, putting your best foot forward, and stay encouraged. And I think one of the things she mentioned also was her circle of people around her.
Yes.
We always say it takes a village to raise a child, so it really takes a community to keep people together. So how are you guys feeling after hearing the speech yesterday, Bianca? What is your take on it?
Well, it was a very powerful speech, and I was, going through the speech last night and highlighted some stuff within the speech. And one of the lines that I highlighted was when she said, "Our highest priority will not just be to communicate with you, but to commune with you," right? And also, when she was saying that when she demitted office in 2015, for the last 10 years, I was a woman's scorn, a pariah to many, because in their eyes, I had nothing material to give. Those words were very powerful.
I know, and I think she was very, very intentional and deliberate.
Yes.
Sometimes we public speakers, they give a speech because you're called upon.
Yes.
But I feel as if you really listen and reflect on the delivery yesterday, it was really, really intentional.
Yeah.
I think she really wanted to highlight the fact that she, in the past 10 years, from 2015 to now, she has really withstood a lot of criticism internally within the party and even externally. A lot of persons thought that she had no more political use and she was no longer politically appealing to the general public. And she really had to withstand all of that and stick to her goals, stick to what she knows she is capable of. And she eventually came out on top. She came out to prove everyone wrong.
Yeah. And we're gonna see. And one thing about Mrs. Bisessa is that I don't know if you all ever noticed it, but the kind of grace, you see that kind of grace, the way she speaks, even her body language, the way her gestures, how she uses her hands, the gentle tones in her voice. When she does these types of speeches, it's kind of maternal,
She really tried to stress that yesterday. In her speech, she was stressing the fact that she is sort of like Trinidad and Tobago's mother, and she really appealed to the maternal instincts of a lot of persons in the country to show them that she is going to be a gentler, softer, more compassionate type of leader.
Yes.
Definitely. And even the way she was attired yesterday, I think the pink spoke to the softness and that very maternal touch, that kind of nurturing touch,
Yes.
I think everything about yesterday for her delivery and her contribution was very, very intentional, well thought out and well delivered. Now it is it's on. We have 60 months to go, 5 years. And so we are hoping that we can really the benefits. What I really want to see in the political space in Trinidad and Tobago is political maturity.
Yes.
You know, I want to ensure that all the parties and all the politicians, they come together and really focus on country.
I agree.
That is the primary thing that we need right now.
On a side note, though, after the swearing in yesterday and all the meeting with the other personas who was there, if you realize, I'm not sure if you all saw it, but the supporters who were outside after she went out and greet the supporters as well.
I didn't get to see that part of it, but what I did notice inside the presentation is when every time they mentioned her name, there was a loud uproar in terms of cheers and applause. You know, even the president, when she was introducing her, she said, "Should I say it again?" You know, and you know, I think the people really have accepted that this is who our prime minister is, and we're moving forward in this position. So let's see what the next 5 years will bring. And let's see how Trinidad and Tobago will be positioned after such. Thank you so much, Brianna, for being on set with us this morning and bringing our news in 90 seconds and having that chit-chat with us. I do hope that as you enter into the weekend, that you have an amazing weekend and that your goals are achieved come Monday morning. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the morning where we celebrate with those who are celebrating. It's time for our birthday shout-outs. And of course, you know, we here at Tobago Updates Television, we enjoy celebrating birthdays with you. We, of course, love to give God thanks with you. And we start off by saying happy birthday to Sylvia Wilson Murray. Sylvia Wilson Murray wearing a beautiful smile this morning. We pray God's blessings upon your life. And we do hope that you have a wonderful, amazing birthday. Happy birthday to you.
We also want to say happy birthday going out to Miss Kelly Thomas. Miss Kelly Thomas, happy birthday to you. We wish you God's richest blessings. We pray that you will be able to spend this with loved ones, family, friends, and you're showered with all these great gifts, physical and spiritual gifts, intangible gifts as well, patience, love, kindness, all of that. And we pray that your upcoming year will be one richly blessed by the Most High.
That's right, and happy birthday goes out to Mr. Dyron Gregg. I haven't seen Dyron in ages. How are you doing, Dyron? I wish you a happy birthday, and I pray God's blessings upon your life, and I do hope that you have a wonderful, amazing birthday today and an amazing birthday season. So happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to Miss Gabrielle Williams. Happy birthday to you, Miss Williams. We pray that today is a special one, and your celebrations don't only go into today, but extend into the weekend. I hope you have a very packed weekend full of surprises and fun and gifts and love. Happy birthday to you, Miss Williams.
And of course, to all our celebrants, whether we have your photographs or not, whether you're celebrating a birthday, an anniversary, whatever you are celebrating, we here at Tobago Updates Television, we join in the celebrations with you. We give God thanks for your life and for that very thing that you are celebrating. And we invite you to also invite Him in your celebrations, because He is the sole reason why there's even anything for you to celebrate. Who are we speaking with this morning in studio, Akinlabi?
Okay, well, this morning, Adana, we have in studio with us Christian Daniel, who is the president of the Horticultural Society, and they will be talking with us about the Horticultural Society fundraising breakfast. And also we're going to have in Peter Ward, who is the founder of the St. Mary Literary Festival, and he's coming in to speak about the festival. He will be on the line with us today. And later on, we're going to have Marcus Daniel. He will be in studio, and he will be talking football. He will be talking with Jerome Williams, the captain of Castara FC, and Giovanni Thomas, a player of Castara FC, and they'll be talking about the Tobago Football Association League Championship that they won this year in 2025.
All right, sounds really good, and I do hope that our viewers can stay with us throughout the entire programming this morning. I mean, it's Friday. What better place to be on a Friday morning than right here with us on the morning show here at Tobago Updates Television. Whether you are viewing on our Facebook live stream or on our YouTube channel on AMPLIA 102 or Flow 121 or 130, we welcome you and we say thank you so much for choosing us this morning and to be a part of your morning routine. So whether you're right here in Tobago, in Trinidad, the Caribbean region, the United States of America, Canada, England, Asia, Australia, Europe, wherever you are, Africa, we say thank you so much, and this is your opportunity to help us. Share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
With Flow Business's new smart solutions powered by super fast, reliable broadband, you'll feel like there are more versions of you working for you. From website design, development, and digital marketing to promote your business, 24/7 business class support to cloud solutions, security, and more. Multiply your growth today.
Welcome to Tobago Glass Supplies, where innovation meets excellence and service reigns supreme.
Well, I want a proper window for me house, yeah? I want no shake thing in my place.
Our commitment is simple: to provide high-quality, innovative aluminum, vinyl, and glass solutions for both commercial and residential spaces.
We get one wall on the side and we get one hole. You can put a window there, invent something, a window for put there.
At TGSL, we don't just meet needs, we exceed expectations. Our range includes the finest aluminum cladding options, setting new standards in durability and style.
Well, me meet ya. Me don't know who I'm talking to, but I be choosing cousin Tofina tell me for call all you go get proper thing for put there. Me don't know.
Driven by our passion to elevate, we aim to be the leading supplier in the Caribbean market while retaining our identity as a family-owned business.
Driven? No, I ain't driving. I get a bus ticket. One of me picnic them go drop me down there. Must bring me down there. Russo Chase Springer down by the place down there.
Because at Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, it's not just about products, it's about relationships. It's about you.
It's all about me? Who's your family? You know Edna and Dorka and them, you know them, but you resemble them Edward Boy and them Edward people, them you.
Tobago Glass Supplies, Russo Tree Spring Garden, telephone number 639-6266. Innovation, quality, service. That's Tobago Glass Supplies Limited.
Are you in a dispute with a registered investment service provider of the TTSEC? Or maybe you're the victim of an investment scam? You can lodge a complaint or submit an anonymous tip to the Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. Download our Investor Protection app or go to ttsec.org.tt to access our complaint form or submit an anonymous tip. Write a clear summary of your complaint. Submit copies of supporting documents along with the originals for verification. Provide a copy of the feedback received from the entity regarding your complaint. All investor complaints or scam reports submitted by the public are acknowledged and reviewed by the TTSEC. Investigations are pursued based on the outcome of the review. Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission, protecting the interests of investors and the public. You invest, we protect. Everyone benefits.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, back to the Tobago Updates Morning Show, and we have on the line with us today Mr. Paul Ward. My apologies for that earlier. Mr. Paul Ward, who is the founder of the St. Mary Literary Festival. Good morning, Mr. Ward, and welcome.
Good morning. Are you hearing me? Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Ward. You can hear me?
Good morning. You can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear. So,
Okay,
Mr. Ward,
wonderful.
tell us, what is the St. Mary Literary Festival all about?
Well, the literary festival is, well, let me read what it says on our little blurb, because it sums it up very quickly. It aims to provide an opportunity for aspiring and accomplished writers of all ages, from across Jamaica and the diaspora, to share their creative writing in an accessible setting for everyone to enjoy and appreciate. So it's not just catering for established and accomplished writers. It's supposed to be mixing up people like that and also people who are starting out on their journey. It comes out of a visit to me 2 years ago by Margaret Busby, who took part in the Calabash Festival who I'm sure everybody knows, a well-known festival here in Jamaica. She's a partner of a person I know in London. Anyway, when she came, and I bought a copy of her book, New Daughters of Africa, and a lovely anthology. And it got me thinking, because where we are in St. Mary's, on the opposite side of Jamaica, and it will give a chance for people over here to take part. But the other aspect of it, what drove the idea, was I do try and help now and again. You can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Try and help in some local primary school, helping the children to trying to get to like reading and writing. And so it was deliberately trying to mix up accomplished writers and beginning writers, which it just about did, I think.
Okay, so Mr. Ward, I can see how the St. Mary's Literary Festival will be very beneficial to persons in the parish of St. Mary and surrounding parishes in Jamaica. But for someone who might be looking on outside of Jamaica, right here in Tobago or Trinidad or Barbados or Antigua or Grenada or any other Caribbean island, can you speak to us and tell us how exactly does this St. Mary's Festival benefit them?
Well, they can take part by sending a video of their work or have somebody else read it. Last year we had 4 or 5 people who actually sent their work as a video. In fact, Mervyn Morris, who was a little Freyona, our former poet laureate, he took part, but he sent video from Kingston. We're only about an hour and a half ride from Kingston. The Calabash Festival is in a fairly remote part of Jamaica. 2 or 3 hours drive from Kingston or even where we are. So it gives a better access. But for people not in Jamaica, they're very welcome to send a video, which is what we used last year.
Okay, Mr. Ward, and if persons want to submit their videos of their literary work, how can they do so?
Well, they can either use my WhatsApp number, which is 1-876 542 7600, 876 542 7600, or the email address, which is easy enough, and is the same handle as our Facebook account, St. Mary LF, STMARY standing for Literary Festival, St. Mary LF at yahoo.com.
And when is the festival being held, Mr. Ward?
Right, it's on Saturday, the 5th of July.
And you mentioned earlier that the age, what is the target audience? Remind our viewers the target audience for the fair, the festival.
The target audience is anybody who likes to write. I mean, if we get too many, last year we had about nearly 50 presenters, which was actually too many. We start fairly late, 10 o'clock, and we finish quite early, 5 o'clock, to allow people to travel. And fitting in 50 writers was a bit of a push. So we'll probably cut it down to about 35 this time. If we get plenty, then we'll just try and mix up old and young, accomplished and beginners, and see if we can make an interesting program. What we did last year, again, 1 or 2 people who submitted late, we had display board and printed off, in fact, all the submissions. So during the breaks, people could go and read the submissions as well.
And so far, how many submissions do you have, and how many do you anticipate for this year's festival?
Well, who knows how many it might be. We only have about 10 so far, but that same thing happened last year. I think the day before the deadline we had about 10, and the 2 days after we had about 50. So I hear that's the way it usually goes.
Of course. And of course, we do wish you the very best with that initiative there. We see the benefits that can be derived from it, not just for readers, but of course, I see socialization there. I see networking opportunities there as well. So I do hope that you do have the participation and the measure of success you're hoping for. And in closing, is there anything else you'd like to share with our viewers this morning?
Yes. This book. If I can hold it steady enough. There's my camera. Right, there we go. We put together... Yeah, I'm looking for my camera. I don't seem to be doing very well.
If you hold it up just a little bit.
There we are. Right, we put together the writings from last year's festival, and it came from the printer about 3 weeks ago. It's available for 2,000 Jamaican dollars through the same contact. You can always pay me by bank transfer. But it's a wonderful book, and this wonderful cover, if I hold it up a little further, was designed by Anya Glowden, who works in the Jamaica pantomime movement. I'm very, very pleased with compiling it. I'm not the writer, I am just compiled it, because it reflects a wealth of talent, but also a wealth of styles and information, and it gives a kind of if you wanted a feeling of what goes on in Jamaica, if you read the book, if you read the things in here, you'd get a good idea. Let me just read quickly what part of what's on the back. The writings were very diverse, ranging from the personal to the political, reflecting the past and the present in all its intriguing diversity, from love songs to exasperation, from nostalgic musings to calls for action. Many of the presenters have travelled extensively with a global presence, others just starting out or still at school. So it's, hopefully we'll do this year again. But thank you, Anya, for the cover.
Absolutely amazing stuff. And of course, we do wish you the very best there, and we look forward to the outcome of the festival this year. So all the best to you and the team there in Jamaica. And I do hope that people come from far and wide and participate in what is happening over there. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been speaking with Mr. Paul. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We've been speaking with Mr. Paul Ward, the founder of the St. Mary's Literary Festival taking place in June in Jamaica. We have to go for a short break before we continue conversations this morning. And as we go, we invite you to help us. Share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
When the game is on, you don't want to miss the best moments. With AMPLIA TV, you can enjoy our ultimate sports package and watch your favorite games on the go. Stay connected and informed with sports news, scores, and stats with AMPLIA's fastest internet speeds. Up to 1 gigabyte fiber internet, you can stream riveting football action, cricket, NBA games, and much more. With AMPLIA, it's game on. Visit amplia.co.tt or call 800-4663. AMPLIA. Do more, live more.
Advise that its Roxborough Service Centre has reopened. Starting Monday, 10th March, customers can once more visit the Roxborough Administrative Building to pay TNTech bills, request new connections, and more. TNTech, powering the nation into the next generation.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, buljoil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
Want to get better? Where to start? What kind of exercise to do? What to eat? How to get restful sleep? Need a doctor to search for root cause? Look no further. Come to Majuba Hill Lifestyle Center Foundation at our Wellness Center in Goodwood, or Food Hub in Darrow Springs, Scarborough, or Doctor's Office in Goodwood and Darrow Spring. Contact 49 Swift 4979 438.
Guys, there are some new developments in housing in Tobago, so it's goat racing time. This is 116, the show that keeps you in the know with all things Tobago House of Assembly. Each week, 116 delivers a fun and engaging overview of the latest developments, achievements, activities, and events of our dynamic assembly. So join me. Let's dive into the Tobago House of Assembly's Week in Review right here on 116.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the Tobago Update Morning Show, and we have on the line with us this morning Ms. Chrisanne Daniel, the President of the Horticultural Society, and she's here to speak to us about the Horticultural Society fundraising breakfast. Good morning, Ms. Chrisanne Daniel. Good morning and welcome. Can you hear us?
All right, if you put your mic on, turn your mic on for us so we could start our conversation this morning.
Okay.
All right, good
Yes.
morning and welcome. Welcome to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television. And we're talking about a breakfast fundraiser. Yum, yum, yum. Tell us first about the Horticultural Society before we get into the fundraiser event.
Okay, well, good morning again. Good morning to you in Tobago and all who's listening internationally. Well, about the Tobago Horticultural Society, it's just a newly formed organization here in Tobago, just going on 2 years old. So we just want to let the public know and let people know that, hey, we are here in Tobago, we exist, and it's a Tobago-based society. And we're trying to let people know more about us. So we said, hey, let's do a breakfast fundraiser and also a plant sale. That will be happening tomorrow at the Shore Park Food Hub. That's going to start at 7 a.m., and goes all the way up to 3 p.m.
All right, and when you say that the society has been in Tobago for about 2 years, what are some of the undertakings that the society has done in terms of initiatives, its membership, and what are some of the primary activities that you all conduct?
Okay, well, we conduct monthly meetings, and also we invite persons who are more like capable in the field of horticulture, for those who can teach us how to better grow our plants, how to take care of pests, and these sorts of things that we do on a monthly meeting here in Tobago. And also, we also go and do visits to other agriculture places, like persons who in the group who have large agriculture farms and plants, and also do plants on a large scale in horticulture. We also go and visit them as well.
All right, thank you very much, Miss Daniel. So just tell us a bit about the fundraiser breakfast that you all are having. Why are you all having this fundraiser? When is it? All the details.
Okay, why we're having this fundraiser, of course, it is to help raise funds so that we can keep the society going, and also to include people and encourage persons to come and join the Agriculture Society here in Tobago. That's basically part of the reason. And then we want to help to spread knowledge. You know, plants is important. It's good for the environment. It helps keep the environment clean. You know, and it also helps to beautify and, you know, make people feel as good about themselves. Just being around beautiful plants, flora and fauna, it actually makes you feel more healthy and also keeps you in a better mentally framed state of mind.
All right, so Ms. Daniel, I've seen there some you'll have a delicious menu there. Hopefully they could pull it back up soon.
Yes,
So just tell us about your menu. Tell us how we could get tickets if there are tickets, where to go, what time you're going to have this breakfast sale and so forth.
Okay, so to contact for those who want to purchase tickets, one of the contact number is 468-7203. And also, let me tell you what's on the menu. We're going to have smoked fish ham. I'm sure not a lot of people enjoy eating smoked fish ham, right? We have salt fish, we have sausage, we have Jira chicken neck, we have fry and roast bake, we have cake, we have pumpkin, we have bodi, we have fresh salad, we have a whole lot. And don't forget, we have chocolate tea, herbal tea, and juices. So we put in the herbal tea, you know, not everybody want into more healthier lifestyle. So we're going to have some delicious herbal teas there also.
And I see that we'll have plants on sale as well. What kind of plants we can look forward to?
Plants on sale. You're going to see we have Sansevieria, bougainvilleas. We're going to have like some, oh gosh, I'm starting to get a teasing. But don't worry, we have lots and lots of flowers and plants on sale that you're going to really look forward to enjoying here.
And what is the cost of the breakfast? Because I'm seeing this lovely menu with so many different items.
Only $50. I just want to repeat again. We're going to have saltfish, smoked fish ham, sausage, Jira chicken neck, fry roast bake, sada roti, sweet bread, cake, pumpkin bodi, and fresh salad.
And that is taking place
this Saturday at the Food Hub. This Saturday. So I hope to see you all tomorrow morning, bright and early, coming down to support.
What time does it start and how long are you running for?
7 a.m. We're going to start the breakfast at 7 a.m. promptly. And the flower show will continue to start at that time also. And the show will done at 3 p.m.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Well, of course, we wish you the most success, of course. The menu there, very, very mouth-watering. That smoked fish ham is very, very interesting. You know, so I do hope that people come out from far and wide and support the Tobago Horticulture Society as they attempt to raise funds to keep the society afloat. And I think it's a good, initiative there. And I do hope you get the measure of support you're hoping for. So all the best. And I know some of the chefs are probably already in the kitchen or they're starting to get their items together to prepare for breakfast tomorrow. Right? So good luck there and all the best. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been speaking with Miss...
Join us well. We'll be having things for persons who want to come down on the set day. They can also come and join.
All right. Absolutely amazing stuff. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, We've been speaking with Ms. Chrisanne Daniel of the Tobago Horticulture Society. They have their breakfast fundraiser tomorrow, as well as a plant sale at the Shore Park Food Hub from 7 a.m. So all are welcome to come and join and participate and support a worthy cause. Well, it is Friday, and coming up after the break, Mr. Cricket, our sports correspondent Marcus Daniel, will be here and he'll be taking you through the rest of the program. You know, when Marcus gets on set, it's always exciting talking about sporting activities happening right here on the island of Tobago, or talking about somebody from right here in Tobago. And of course, he's going to be bringing the weekend vibes for you. So you want to stay with us as we continue those conversations. But in the meantime, we have to go for a break, and we invite you to help us. Share the live, share the live, share the live.
Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Quartz is well known as the Caribbean's largest retailer, providing consumers for generations with the very best products to enhance their homes. This year, we bring our expertise to businesses. Quartz Business Solutions will serve small, medium, and large companies with the very best products at the most competitive prices, backed by warranties and after-sales support. Hoteliers, office managers, restaurants, and so many more. Quartz Business Solutions, a brand of the Unicomer Group.
Rotisserie, mouth-watering fries, salads, combos, and specials galore. Feeling for something to eat? Come and see. Our rotisserie is seasoned to the T. Kicking chicken, masala, and jerk roast. Crispy fries made from scratch. Who do you know can beat that? Or salads freshly cut and packed. When you taste it, you'll be wanting to come back. So come check us out on number 2 Robinson Street, Uptown Scarborough, Tobago. We open on Saturday nights from 7:30 to 11:30 p.m. Monday to Thursday, we're open from 10 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. and on Friday, 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us at 772-7443 and all social media handles at The Rotisserie Factory. Put a smile on your face
when you're moving from place to place, place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Fantastic. Viewers, welcome back to Tobago Updates Television. We are now into the sporting segment. I want to shout out to Adana and Akinlabi for holding down the fort this morning. But of course, the best segment on Friday, sports. And this morning, I'm talking to some champions out of the best village in Tobago, Castara, Castara. And we're talking to the champions of the 2025 Tobago Football Association League, Castara Gold City. And on set, I have the captain of Castara Gold City, Jeremy Williams, along with a young player, Giovanni Thomas. Good morning to you guys.
Morning to you, Marcus.
Fantastic. And let me say congratulations to Castara for reclaiming the title. I'm told it's since 2013 you guys would have won this title.
Yes, 2013.
So that's what, 12 years? 12 years. The title would have gone to our Northside team. And in fact, in this year's tournament, I had to say not this year, the 2024-2025 season, Castara would have been the only team out of Northside.
Yes, we are on Northside, unless you can Golden Lane into the
Golden Lane? I ain't counting Golden Lane. I don't know. Mason all go shit up the road.
Mason all go shit. Castara is the only team on the Northside that is in the Tobago League.
All right. So Jeremy, tell me about, the feeling, the vibes in the camp, winning the title, and then we're getting more into the conversation about how did you guys get back to playing in the competition. But tell me about the victory itself and how you guys would have celebrated that victory.
Well, to be honest, that victory was well celebrated. Motorcade from the stadium, go straight to Castara. Right? And it's a good feeling to know that Castara is back on top the whole of Tobago. The journey wasn't easy because this journey started from Mariah League.
Right.
As far back as Mariah League, where we entered. Because Castara, as everyone knows, Castara wasn't playing football for at least 2 years. We was out of the competition. And players was all playing with different teams. But when I came back, I said, boy, we have so much of young talent in Castara. Why the boys had to leave and go and play with other team? Let us form back this team. And so I went to our area representative, which is the Chief Secretary, Augustine, and said, well, I want to bring back the team to this competition. He said, oh, you want to bring back Castara team? I said, yes. He said, that is a good thing. And what you need? And I tell him what I need, although I had to go and certify myself in the coaching and all of those things. I went and I did it, and from there is history.
Wow. So you say you came back, you went somewhere to play, or?
Well, as everyone, I've been playing professional football, and then I came back. The team here was no team. I did play with Mason Hall.
Oh, you played with Mason Hall?
Mason Hall. Right. And then when I would think, I say, boy, no place like home.
But what would have caused the team not to participate in the 2 years that they didn't participate?
Well, to be honest, I can't get the direct reason why the team didn't think, but it does fall off. I cannot say because I wasn't there when the team fall off and wasn't playing.
Right.
Cannot say why.
Yeah, and you mentioned that the representative for the area, Mr. Augustine, got involved. And then obviously you would have spearheaded getting all the players in Castara. How difficult was that task to get the players, obviously to register the players? And then you mentioned that you had to certify yourself as a coach as well.
Yes.
How difficult was that transitional period?
Well, it wasn't that difficult because something that you love. It doesn't be hard work because you love it. And football is something that gave me a lot of different things. So it wasn't that hard, and the guys was eager to play football, and the village wanted the football team to start back. So the transition was very easy for us.
Yeah, and in terms of the season, right? Because this season was a very long season. Would you agree?
Yeah, it was very long.
A very long season. And let's talk about the road to victory here, right? It started last year in August, right?
Yes.
You registered to the competition. Did you? When you registered the team and the guys, did you have that feeling that you're going to be victorious in 2025?
To be honest with you, well, I always aim for the stars, and I was telling fellas we could win the league.
Yeah.
Because we have a bunch of great players, young, because you could say basically you only have about 4 or 5 senior players on the team. All the rest of them is youngsters. Right? So what I did, I knew they was young and most of them was inexperienced. So I take them to Mariah League, in which in Mariah we lost all games. within a game.
but that was a really good strategy because it's just to break the ice.
Just to break the ice.
Where you guys are.
Get them accustomed to playing around crowd and all of that, and then we take them to Mason Hall League now.
Yeah.
Right, which we won.
Yeah, I actually saw that Mason League was right. And I mean, we have a young player on set this morning. This is Giovanni, but I'm assuming that you're a very young player, Giovanni Thomas. So Giovanni, what role did you play in the team?
I played the role in bringing a lot of the youngsters together. I played alongside Jeremy Williams, centre back, very experienced player. He was always willing to guide me and the team by extent. And because of a lot of the experienced players, they really helped the youngsters to play to the best of their ability, and we came out victorious.
Yeah, are you attending secondary school or you?
No, not at the moment.
Which school you played? Which school you played for?
I played at Bishop's High School and Speyside Secondary in the SSFL.
Right.
And that was it as far as school.
Okay. And you felt that your goals that you set out to achieve in the season, you achieved those goals this season?
Yes, I did. We won the league.
You won the league? Oh, that was a goal for you to win the league. Exactly. And where are you looking to do for yourself now in terms of your career? Are you interested in playing professional football?
Well, I was interested in playing professional football. I was in trials at Reading in England.
Right.
I also went to the United States on 2 different occasions, football scholarships. And now I would say that my professional dreams are a bit over due to the pandemic. So now I'm just an entrepreneur. I do clear kayak rentals, all sorts of beach activities on Castara Beach.
Oh, big up Giovanni, the entrepreneur right there. Congratulations to you on that. I mean, and if you are still you're relatively young. May I ask what your age is?
22 years.
22 years. That's still a career. You can make a career of that, Jeremy.
Still
can make a career.
Make a career. Yes.
And what you make of young Jeremy? I mean, because you mentioned he played alongside you in the defense.
Well, very talented player. We also his cousins, close family. Yeah, he have the potential, but you see now Tobago do not have the avenue for young players, right? To see, because professionally Tobago do not have that you can see. You have to go Trinidad or you have to go outside. Yes, Phoenix in the tier 1, but they're in the tier 1, but I'm not going to say they're a professional league, a team. Reason why professional get paid for what they do, and once you have to go and work and then go to play football, you don't get the best out of your players.
So you are advocating for a more professional setup in Tobago, where players can get paid to play and they can focus solely on football.
There is a professional footballer.
And you mentioned Phoenix because I've been following the league. Phoenix unbeaten going into the knockout stages, and I'm sure a lot of persons would have been following the league. Would have probably thought that Phoenix would have been victorious. I mean, how did you guys get past Phoenix and playing in the professional league and Bethel and those teams who were unbeaten heading into the next knockout stages?
Hard work. And most of all, team spirit.
Yeah.
We never give up, because against Phoenix, we went down 1-0. And we rally up and beat them 2-1. So it was hard work, because Phoenix is a team, they can play football. But our determination and physically is what get us through that game.
Yeah. And what kept, because as I mentioned earlier, the season was a very long season. 2024 August, and we finished just last month, right?
Yeah.
What kept you guys focused in terms of what would you have done to let's keep the guys motivated? Hey guys, we have a mission to complete here. What would you have done to get the guys, young players as well, to keep them motivated to the task?
Well, we used to have a lot of fun, to be honest, with the training. Sometime on Sunday morning, what we do, we come out and sweat and make breakfast and thing, keeping love in the team, right? Breakfast after the sweat, we lime with it, we have fun. And the thing is, Castara is a home-based team. Only Castara, no outsider, only Castara on that team. So we grew up amongst each other. We lime with it. So there's a bond, a family bond that no one could break.
Yeah, fantastic. And of course, they got past Phoenix. What happened next?
Well, after we got past Phoenix, the next tough team there was in our group, and actually they are the only team that beat us twice this year. Was Roxborough Lakers. So that is the only team that beat us twice for the year.
Right.
But we get sweet revenge in the semi-final, which was very good because I told them no team is beating us 3 times straight. No,
because they're racing up for the Supers, right?
Yeah, but those who cannot do it.
and obviously you got in the final against Signal Hill.
Yeah.
And tell me about that Signal Hill game.
That Signal Hill game was a good game. I must say it was an entertaining final.
Yeah.
We went down in that final also, same as we go down to Phoenix, and we rally and come out victorious. Because to be honest with you, I like when teams score against us first, because it just wake up the guys and get them, well, boy, we can't lose this game, and that way does rally through.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And I like what you mentioned that sometimes you go behind. Then the guys realize, oh wait, we can lose this match here, boy, and then they start to play. And then sometimes when you're in front, they just probably get relaxed and then decide come back and equalize. In terms of the age group of your team, because you mentioned you had some senior players, what's the average age group within this whole Castora squad?
Well, there 4 senior players, myself, Cullen Ferguson, Akini Ferguson, and Anderson Taylor. That is the 4. So all the rest is like 25 and under.
Wow.
I don't think there's anyone else over that age on my team more than 25 and under. There's only 4 players in the 30s. Well, Akini, he's 40.
Right.
He's 35. Anderson is 32. Cullen is 37. And
right. So within that whole setup, do you see any player or players that you think that can represent the country? Because you're always looking for players to represent Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes. Antonio George. Everyone who played and watched us love him.
Yeah. What position?
He play attacking mid. Right now he's still going. I believe he's still going to school. Or he left school last year. I'm not sure. Right. And he's going back 6th form or something like that. But he's like 16 years old, and he's one of our top goal scorer and one of the best players that we have in that the attacking.
Yeah, because and I also saw Hakeem Legal was the leading goal scorer.
Yes, he was the leading goal scorer for us.
Oh, fantastic! So you were dominated with goals, and in terms of the setup with the young players. And what about your management? You want to mention your management as well, your coach and. The captain and people behind the scenes that got the team going as well. So you have everybody laughing.
Well, to be honest with you, at start I was coach, manager, everything.
Right, wow.
To start off the thing because he had no other person at that point in time. I must say shout out to Tante Carol. She was the one who was there for us from the day one, from the jump. And then as I go along, I add in person Andrew Williams come along and help me out with the coaching. Alia come along and help me with the equipment. So everyone, Clayton Harry come and help me along with some assistant. Kaiwo, legal come and also help me.
All former players.
All former players that was on board. After when the team was up and running, people come in and the village started like that. And the support keep coming, and that is how the team keep rallying.
All right. So from that victory, you still have people now wanting to join the movement.
Oh well, yes, and I will always want people to join the movement with us, especially from the village, to help bring back the vibes in the village. Because to be honest with you, when I bring back this team, I didn't think about me.
Right.
I think about the village.
Yes.
Right, because. In next 2-3 years, I gonna be on the sideline, watching. They are the reason why I bring out the youths.
Yeah.
So them gonna keep on the legacy going.
Yeah, and I would say that Tobago football needs a Castora team, a strong Castora team participating. Because I remember the days of Zico and them fellas. Because obviously I'm from Castora as well. And because I follow sport and I've seen teams playing, I see tournaments upon tournaments and no Castora. And we have the talent, but I'm seeing Castora players playing with other teams. So I'm sure the village, I'm very thankful of yourself and all those who were involved in getting the team back together. And of course, shout out to the representative for the area, Mr. Augustine, for obviously accepting your call to get a team back in the whole mix. What's next for you guys? Because I see Mason League happening. Are you guys there?
Well, we are in Mason League right now. We have a game today the knockout against Alma Road.
It's a knockout?
Yeah, this is the knockout stage of it. We didn't win the knockout in Mason, but we didn't win the league.
Right.
So we're hoping to make a double this year.
and Giovanni, what's next for you besides your business? You're still keeping yourself fit, you're playing the football. What I mean, where do you see yourself in 5 years, sporting-wise?
Sports-wise, I see myself as the captain of
that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Encouraging the younger ones to come out and taking all the experience that I've gained from the experienced players that we have now and passing it on to the younger players to make a better opportunity for themselves.
That's a good mission. You have a really good head on your shoulders there. And tell me, was there any particular game that you enjoyed the most, outside of the final, of course, in the whole season? Was there a particular game that you liked the most? You scored any goals?
Not this season.
Not this season. You don't take free kicks?
Yeah.
but was there a particular game that you liked so much that, you know, it's still registering in your mind? You can register in your mind now that you can talk about it.
It was I think it was the semi-final game where I actually forced myself to play with an injury. I just took painkillers and put a knee band on. And I think it was in the first half, we were either 2-0 or 3-0 up. And I was like, we can make it. And I just called for a substitution. And I feel excited in that moment knowing that the team was able to carry on and win the match without my presence on the field.
Fantastic. What's your message for other young people? Because you mentioned that you are an entrepreneur and obviously you are playing and you are giving back to your community. And I'm sure that you follow news and you're seeing a lot of young people your age doing stupidness. I call it stupidness. I mean, what's your message for them? What's your secret or key to success? Because I look at you as a successful young man.
My message to them is to seek purpose, and when you seek purpose, you know that what you really set out to do. And if you know God as well, then everything would be fine. He would lead you into whatever that you need to do next and help you on whatever journey you decide to walk in life.
Fantastic. Well said. Jeremy, any sponsors, anybody you want to really thank for this amazing season?
Well, most of all, Mr. Fali Augustine, because without him, there would have been no Castor, and for believing in us that we can go and win the league. Right, and most of all to the village of Castor for supporting us. Actually, the whole of North Side.
Yes, man.
The whole of North Side that support us, the Moriah, the Mason Hall, straight up the Codler, come straight up because everyone was there backing us because we are the only team you could be that on that side that is in the Tobago League and have a chance at least putting up a fight to beat the big guys like the Phoenix. And the Roxborough Lakers and all of them. So I just want to say thanks to everyone for being there for us and not giving up on us, even though 1 and 2 times we fall short of the expectations.
The Kings in the North, Castara Gold City. Remember the names, that's Castara Gold City. I'm looking forward to seeing more great things from you guys, Jeremy. And I'm hoping that other sporting disciplines within the whole Castara setup can come out. Basketball, cricket, not just the football, because within that whole community, we have a number of talented people, and probably take somebody like yourself, who probably involved in cricket, to get a cricket team out of Castor Go. So then it starts in the schools as well too, and I'm happy that Castor Primary School, they are participating in a number of sporting activities, cricket, football, track and field. So, I mean, let's make Castor great again.
Yeah,
that's the
idea.
Yes, thank you guys so much for being here this morning. Once again, congratulations and shout out to the entire community and of course to the representative for the area, Mr. Fali Augustine, for supporting the team. And I'm hoping that other representatives can come on, not just politics or politicians, but the business community as well. Community, it starts in the communities. Yes, thank you guys so much for being here this morning. This has been the sporting segment on this Tobago Updates television morning show. I'm going to show you guys over to Natalie for Good Morning Tobago. But remember, it always seems impossible until it's done. And don't forget to share the live, share the live, share the live.
Recall that Operation Gulfstreams began on that fateful morning, just mere days before our National Carnival on the 7th of February 2024. The impacted area was something like 15 kilometers of space, starting from Scarborough, going way down to Pettichou, just behind my back. And it resulted in the removal of waste to the extent close to 60,000 barrels of oiled waste and over 23,000 cubic yards of waste materials that were moved, which was stored at Stolly Park. It is 6 o'clock in the morning. The fisher folks are ready to go out to sea to check on booms, to make sure that the booms are intact. These booms were utilized. So you have that process taking place. You have diving taking place, looking at what is happening below the sea and the challenges. So this is divided up into two major operations. What is happening on shore, shoreline cleanup, and also out at sea, the de-inventorying of the vessel taking place simultaneously. And then at the end of the day, around 6 o'clock, you have after action review, where the chief secretary will call the committee and the players together and say, let us review the day, so you could identify what are the objectives, what are the lessons, what are the challenges, and what do you do the next day in terms of preparation. So those were part of the process to make a full day of operation. It took us 196 days of abatement, containment, and cleaning of our water courses and our beach area. After we would have dealt with the shoreline cleanup activities, the ministry had a responsibility to now take care of the vessel. That process they call de-inventory. The de-inventory exercise saw also another close to 30,000 barrels of liquids being extracted, or what you call hydrocarbon. That depository into the Scott Mulchan vessel, that activity took some 77 days of activities to take place, and this is where we are today. I want to thank you very much for all the support and the endurement that you would have extended to TEMA and the emergency workers during that period. I think it was well received, and I'm happy to be a part of that process.
You're viewing Tobago Updates Television, your exclusive gateway to Tobago, broadcasting the beauty of this island paradise to the world. You're viewing Tobago Updates Television, your exclusive gateway to Tobago, broadcasting the beauty of this island paradise to the world.
So today, as we converge here at the Victor E. Bruce Financial Complex to culminate the commemoration of Global Money Week through our Smart Sense Video Challenge prize-giving ceremony, we recognize the importance of financial literacy in shaping a secure and successful future.
I feel heartened, excited, and I'm indeed happy. Because when I looked at the goal of Global Money Week, the goal really is to ensure that all children and young people have access to high quality financial information and education that allows them to make smart financial decisions that can improve their future financial resilience and financial well-being. Today, I'm also heartened to see the students that are represented here today, that we are able to hone the skills that you have embedded inside of you. And from what I've heard, I'm indeed proud, and I feel a sense of accomplishment that with financial literacy and the mandate that we have here in the division, that we are able to bear this kind of fruit and see these kinds of results.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
And welcome to GMT. It's Friday the 2nd of May 2025 and I am going to share our news in 90 seconds. Trinidad and Tobago's 9th Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar was sworn in yesterday with President Christine Kangaloo administering the oath at the President's house. John Jeremy was also sworn in as Attorney General for the 3rd time. Persad-Bissessar held the Constitution during her oath and expressed deep gratitude to loyal UNC supporters who stood by her through a decade of political setbacks. In her first address, Persad-Bissessar reflected on feeling forgotten and rejected, but pledged that her cabinet to be sworn in on Saturday will work immediately to improve citizens' lives, promising noticeable improvements within 6 months. Chief Secretary Fali Augustine said the change in central government would not affect efforts to bring Sandals back, this time with a fresh proposal. Augustine confirmed Sandals has been formally invited to re-engage, supported by key Tobago stakeholders. Emphasizing broader tourism goals, he said Tobago remained open for business. Augustine plans to resume structured meetings with the new UNC government, prioritizing autonomy and funding issues. He criticized the past governments for withholding funds and stressed the need for respect under the THA Act. Former PNM Vice Chairman Robert Lahunt explained that under the party's constitution, the remaining executive can lead until a new political leader is elected within 6 months. Following major resignations, including political leader Dr. Keith Rowley and Chairman Stuart Young, only a few executive members remain. Arima MP Penelope Beckles-Robinson was named opposition leader, though the party currently has no political leader, an uncommon situation. Lahunt and others emphasize party resilience and upcoming internal elections. Former members expressed optimism about rebuilding, with support uniting around Beckles-Robinson. And that was your news in 90 seconds. So if you are now joining us, you are viewing GMT on Tobago Updates Television, and a happy Friday morning to all our viewers, whether it's on our social media platforms, AMPLIA, Flow. Thank you for choosing us. And to continue your morning experience, thank you to Adana, Akinlabi, and Marcus for holding down the fort earlier this morning on the morning show. And I am your host, Natalie Seeley Richardson. And this morning we had planned for you to speak with Mr. Ansel Dennis, political leader of the PNM Tobago arm. But he cancelled this morning, so we hope maybe sometime next week he's able to sit and speak with us. So because of that change, you are going to be my guest this morning. We have a call-in segment for you to share on various topics that I would introduce this morning. So make sure you get ready to be a part of this show this morning. Yes, you are going to be the guest. So get ready to call in pretty soon. Before we do that, I want us to start at looking. Some of you may have missed the swearing in of our Prime Minister, the Honorable Kamala Persad-Bissessone, of course, the Attorney General, John Jeremy. So most of you, I know, did not, because we were all waiting to hear what she had to say, her inaugural speech, etc. So just in case you missed it, I want us to take it in, right? And you can call in and share your comments, what you think about the speech. Is it, a new day for you? Are you hopeful? Is it just talk? So just share your opinion with us. And again, when we do have you calling in, please, I encourage you to be respectful. It's an open forum for you to share your thoughts on the subject matter that we will be discussing at that point in time. And I would really like to hear what you have to say. So we go for a quick break, and when we return, we should have that lined up. So just in case you miss it or just need to hear it again, we will play that clip for you.
TNTech is pleased to advise that its Roxborough Service Center has reopened. Starting Monday, 10th March, customers can once more visit the Roxborough Administrative Building to pay TNTech bills, request new connections, and more. TNTech, powering the nation into the next generation.
Are you in a dispute with a registered investment service provider of the TTSEC? Or maybe you're the victim of an investment scam? You can lodge a complaint or submit an anonymous tip to the Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. Download our Investor Protection app or go to ttsec.org.tt to access our complaint form or submit an anonymous tip. Write a clear summary of your complaint. Submit copies of supporting documents along with the originals for verification. Provide a copy of the feedback received from the entity regarding your complaint. All investor complaints or scam reports submitted by the public are acknowledged and reviewed by the TTSEC. Investigations are pursued based on the outcome of the review. Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission, protecting the interests of investors and the public. You invest, we protect. Everyone benefits.
Courts is well known as the Caribbean's largest retailer, providing consumers for generations with the very best products to enhance their homes. This year, we bring our expertise to businesses. Courts Business Solutions will serve small, medium, and large companies with the very best products at the most competitive prices, backed by warranties and after-sales support. Hoteliers, office managers, restaurants, and so many more. Courts Business Solutions, a brand of the Unicomer Group. When the game is on, you don't want to miss the best moments. With AMPLIA TV, you can enjoy our ultimate sports package and watch your favorite games on the go. Stay connected and informed with sports news, scores, and stats with AMPLIA's fastest internet speeds. Up to 1 GB fiber internet, you can stream riveting football action, cricket, NBA games, and much more. With AMPLIA, it's game on. Visit amplia.co.tt or call 800-4663. AMPLIA. Do more, live more.
Tobago updates. Good morning, Tobago. Let's go. It's a brand new morning. Rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I say thanks for favor to wake up and hear me neighbor. 60,000 people strong, and the vibes is never wrong. We are beauty, we are power. We are people in the sun. We are beaches, we are rivers. We are melanated ones. We special and there is no denying. Tobago is number one. I am you and you are me.
Welcome back, viewers. Thank you for staying with us. You are viewing GMT, and it's Friday, the 2nd of May. Now, I mentioned, just in case you're joining us, our guest this morning, Mr. Ansel Dennis, he cancelled on us this morning for whatever reason, but he assured us that he will try to make it another day. And these things do happen. You know, sometimes people, they confirm and to appear at certain forums, etc. And things happen, and one must understand this. So let's not jump to too many conclusions. I know many of you are already there, but let's give him the benefit of the doubt and you know, really think that something maybe more important came up than coming to sit with us and talk to us about the elections that just happened. So let's open the lines, viewers. We want you to be a part of the discussion this morning. I want to hear what you have to say, and you are given that time this morning. I know many of you use the comment section. You meet us, you know, various members of Tobago Updates, and you want to do this and you want to share this. So now it's your opportunity. So our phone lines are opened. It is 284-6597, 284-6597. I know we were queuing the Prime Minister's inaugural speech yesterday, so I think that is ready. If we can go to that now.
Thank you all very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. I love you too. Thank you. Excellency, Christine Carla Kangaloo, President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago and Commander-in-Chief of our Armed Forces, and Mr. Kerwin Garcia, First Gentleman, thank you for hosting us today. Honorable Chief Justice Ivarachi, thank you very much for joining us today. Honorable outgoing President of the Senate, Mr. Nigel de Freitas, thank you for joining us. Honorable Bridget Anissa George, outgoing Speaker of the House, thank you very much for being here. The Honorable outgoing and incoming Attorney General of Trinidad and Tobago, John Jeremy. Members of Parliament, Honorable Farley Chavez Augustine, Chief Secretary of the House of Assembly, High Commissioners, Ambassadors and Heads of Mission, the Honorable Mr. Justice Adrian Saunders, President of the Caribbean Court of Justice, Dr. Ellis Harrison Burris, President of the IRO, Permanent Secretaries, specially invited guests, members of the media, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. This evening, we stand as a nation, we stand together as a nation at the beginning of a new 5-year government term. A 5-year term where the real people of TND will be put at the forefront. I say thank you to God and to our citizens of our beloved country. The campaign is over. You know our message of love, care, and happiness. I thank you again for believing our message. I thank you with all my heart. My role as your newly elected Prime Minister is simple. It's to love you and do everything possible to make you and your loved ones happy. For too long, we have carried a heavy burden of a government that seems to have forgotten you. It is time we rise to the occasion and let citizens take their rightful places side by side with their new government. It is said, to whom much is given, much is expected. We as a nation and a people have been blessed with much. Admittedly, we have also wasted much, unfortunately. It is time we set TND on a right pathway, where we cease to govern to simply win the next election, and instead govern to create wealth and opportunities for 7 generations into the future. In these circumstances, we must do better. We must be more innovative. We must create meaningful opportunities and do right by all people so that we are all united as a nation and we can then step boldly into the future with confidence. I know that we have to be strategic. We have to be inclusive. We have to be dedicated. And we have to be focused on becoming the best versions of ourselves. This day starts the journey to rebuild our economy, to restore our security, to revolutionize our access to technology, diversify our revenue streams, and renew our people's hope, faith, and confidence to propel our beloved nation forward. Some of the seeds we will plant in this 5-year journey will blossom into trees whose fruit we may not eat, but our children and grandchildren and the generations to come will certainly eat that fruit. Our highest priority will be not just to communicate with you, but to commune with you. I will never be detached from your feelings and aspirations. I will never do my own thing while the country cries out for their needs. I will always be listening. I will be following you. You will be my priority. You must always know that you now have leaders who care and understand your problems. I understand how many of you who have been forgotten feel. After demitting this office of Prime Minister in 2015, for the last 10 years, I was a woman scorned, a pariah to many, because on their eyes I had nothing material to give. For 10 years, my companionship was a photo of my mother and father hanging on my wall in my office, and my husband and children, and indeed the many loyal, dedicated, rank-and-file UNC members. Because they loved me for me, and not just for what I could give. And then I had friends who came and have never left over all these years. I want you to know then and understand, I know how it feels to be forgotten. I know how it feels to be humiliated and written off. I know how it feels to be kicked and stomped on when you're down. And that is how I know that it was the poorest and humblest people who came to my aid in those 10 hard years, while others had their foot on my neck. The old guard dies, but I want you to know, we never, ever surrender. To my incoming MPs, my incoming senators, government reps, I have said on the campaign trail that patriotism for the UNC is ensuring that everybody is treated fairly. Patriotism is ensuring everybody wins. And that means those who supported other political parties in the elections will also win with us. Patriotism for me doesn't mean allowing the majority of citizens to suffer while a greedy few do better and better. For me, patriotism means speaking up, having a voice. It means not staying silent to eat your food while poor and working classes are being abused or taken advantage of. Therefore, if you, as government reps, treat the citizens with love, I will reflect that love onto you. However, when I say this to my incoming government members, however, if you treat citizens with callousness, contempt, and corrupt ways, I guarantee you, your retribution will be swift and brutal. Never, ever mistake my physical appearance or my kindness for weakness. I think you all know there is nothing more dangerous than a mother who believes her children are in danger. Everyone will be wise to remember that for the next 5 years. To some fake elites and eater food financiers who have looted this country for the last 10 years, democracy may be imperfect, but once every 5 years, no matter your wealth or status, everyone is equal on election day. Beyond the lighthouse in Port of Spain, there is a country with real people. Real people with real feelings, dreams, and ambitions. They are all people too. This is their country too. That is why I dedicate my term as Prime Minister to the forgotten people of our country. If you're living on the fringes of Guanapo, if you're living in the coconut estates in Icacos, if you're in Kernahan Village, if you're in the river swamp on the coastline in Charlottesville, or in the lagoons of Barkpo, I see you. We see you, every single one. If you're UNC, if you're TPP, PNM, PEP, or any other affiliation, I see you. You'll be treated equally and fairly. I made a promise that everybody will win, and I plan to fulfill that promise. On Saturday, we will swear in our full cabinet, And next week, we will outline our plans for the coming months. 6 months from today, under a new UNC government, you will be in a safer and happier place in TNT. You will see what happens when a government cares. We'll work to make you and your lives better. That is our promise to you. We have done it before, and with your help, we will do it again. Some may have treated the people of our land as problems, but I know that the people of our land, you are the solutions to the problems that we face. We have a real plan. We are ready to deliver. In the next 5 years, you are taking back your future. You are defending your family. You're standing up for every community that has been abandoned. You're fighting for every child who deserves better. We will rebuild hope. We will rebuild dignity. We will rebuild Trinidad and Tobago person by person, community by community, heart by heart. TNT is too blessed to be broken. As I close, I leave you with words from the Holy Book. 1 Peter chapter 3, verses 8 to 12. Finally, all of you, be like-minded, be sympathetic, love one another, be compassionate and humble. Do not repay evil with evil or insult with insult. On the contrary, repay evil with blessing, because to this you were called, so that you may inherit a blessing. For whoever would love life and see good days must keep their tongue from evil and their lips from deceitful speech. They must turn from evil and do good. They must seek peace and pursue it. For the eyes of the Lord are on the righteous, and his ears are attentive to their prayers. But the face of the Lord is against those who do evil. I say to you all, it is time to turn pain into power. It is time to turn frustration into action. It is time to choose courage over fear. It is time to choose harmony over division. It is time to choose hope over despair. So join me on this journey as we deliver on our promises, so we will all win together. Everything is going to be all right. And finally, you have had prime ministers before me. You will have prime ministers after me. But guess what? You will never ever have a prime minister who loves you as much as I do. God bless you. God bless you all. God bless you. Thank you.
Well, viewers, you heard the inaugural speech that was made yesterday after our new Prime Minister was sworn in at the President's house yesterday. So what are your thoughts? Our phone lines are open. Our number is 284-6597. That's 284-6597. What stood out for you in that speech? What you liked? Maybe what you wanted to hear but did not hear? Do you think after listening to a speech like that, it crossed party lines, it encouraged us as a people to move forward? So what are your thoughts? And as you think about that, you know, I really try to look at issues from all angles. I try to provide a balanced perspective, that sometimes details just pop out at me, and I find the humor in a lot of things. And as I saw, you know, the Prime Minister reading from a script, I remember that was an issue on the campaign trail for some. And I was thinking, even when it was mentioned on the campaign trail, you know, how could that be an issue, someone reading from a script? The Queen of England, you know, read from scripts. I even saw the outgoing chairman of the People's National Movement and former Prime Minister Stuart Young reading from a script, I think, last Saturday. You know, so sometimes I think we have to rise above and, you know, focus on issues. Even, I mean, we like the peacock, we like the bacchanal. It's part of who we are as the campaign trail, but I think it needs to be changed. Some are trying to change it, and we need to focus more on issues. I've always advocated for us to put down the peacock, and, you know, there's a time and place for everything. And even in standing up against your competitor, you don't have to be disrespectful or degrading to earn some points, you know. So I don't know if we have anyone as yet. I invite you again, you know, to share your thoughts about the inaugural speech of our Prime Minister. 284-6597, and you can share what you think about what you heard, and again, you know, just share your feelings on it. It's quite interesting to note the words coming from the Honorable Prime Minister. You know, you get an emotional feel. It was a speech that evoked feelings. If you listen to it without being biased, just listen to the words. If you're not a fan of her and you heard someone else, you know, present that speech, how would you feel at the end of it? You know, being a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago, are you hopeful? She mentioned, you know, about keeping promises, and not just for her party supporters, but everyone. What stood out for me is the reference of the image of the rest of the country that exists beyond the lighthouse. For those of us from Trinidad, especially those of us who are from South, because I am originally from South Trinidad, and you know, there's always this running joke, people from North Trinidad feel nothing exists after the lighthouse. So I think that would resonate with a lot of citizens who would understand what that means. It may have been missed by others, but for too long, you know, we've heard so many you know, jokes about beyond the lighthouse and what goes on, and, you know, if you leave Port of Spain, you're not in Trinidad anymore, and things like that. And we laugh at it, but after a while, you get tired of it. And one would understand. You know, you might laugh at a joke today, but if the person continues, you know, repeating it, it's no longer a joke anymore. So for me, that stood out in terms of her reminding those who think they are forgotten, you are not forgotten. You do exist, you have dreams, and you would be considered. She also mentioned, I thought it very interesting, what we have been hearing coming after the election, people alluding to what may have been the downfall of the People's National Movement, why they may have lost, etc. We've been hearing opinions all week. We were looking at the numbers, what they may mean, etc. And one of the things you are hearing a lot is that people felt they were not, their needs and their wants and were not being listened to. They felt as though they did not matter. And I think the Prime Minister really played on that. I don't know if it was intentional, but that's what I heard. You know, she promised that, or reminded us that now we would be heard. You know, I'm listening to you, making people a priority. And she also identified with being forgotten. And I thought that was quite interesting as well, because she is putting herself, you know, in one's shoes. You know, you're not just seeing sympathy, but you're seeing empathy coming out here. So again, our phone lines are open, 284-6597. And maybe if you don't want to comment on that speech, you may want to share, you know, just have this public forum where you may want to share your thoughts coming out of a national election, a general election. Did you see or expect Tobago East and West to go to the TPP? I know a lot of people are saying that they knew the East was going to go, but they are surprised by what happened in the West. You know, what are your thoughts on that? Are you surprised that the UNC won by the margin in which they did? Or did you expect that? I can tell you, for me, I thought the numbers would be a bit closer in terms of the seats won in Trinidad. So when I saw the maps being upgraded on election night, you know, and you saw, you know, we use the political parties' colors. So in Tobago, you were looking to see if it was blue or red. In Trinidad, you were looking for yellow or red. And you saw, you know, the yellows coming in fast and furious. And then I think the shock to many was what we would describe in our culture as the stronghold PNM areas like Labrie and Point Forte and even San Fernando West, who traditionally have been strong PNM areas, moving out of that era and going yellow. So call in and share your thoughts. The number is 284-6597, and you can share your thoughts, if not on the Prime Minister's speech, what you thought of the election results and what you hope now that we are out of that season. But for Tobago, it's not quite finished because we have a THA election coming up this year as well. And I know many are wondering what will happen. What will the PNM present? Because we know they have some serious postmortems going on. You heard from the former political leader and the Prime Minister, former chairman and the Prime Minister talking about re-strategizing, of course, going back in to see what needs to be done. And you would have also heard that same sentiments echoed from Mr. Ansel Dennis, who is the political leader of the PNM Tobago Council. So we are all waiting to see, we are all waiting to hear how the PNM is moving forward. How are they going to re-strategize? Because it is clear that something has to change. And of course, congratulations goes out to Miss Penelope Beckles Robinson, who was also appointed or selected as the leader of the opposition for the PNM when they head into Parliament. We have a caller on the line. Good morning and welcome. Caller, good morning. I'm not sure if we lost the caller or if there's a technical problem, but I'm not hearing our caller at the moment. So much has happened in the last few days, and it's quite interesting to know that Canada had its elections as well. We saw what happened, and for those of you following international news, a similar I would say a similar situation would have happened where you saw their then Prime Minister resigning. Of course, they did a different process, and some are arguing that if the PNM or Dr. Rowley would have followed that process, maybe things might have turned out different. There are many opinions floating around, and even the Cayman Islands, I think they had their elections on Wednesday. I'm not sure if it is the Cayman. I stand to be corrected, but I know it's one of the group of islands. In my head, I'm thinking Cayman, but I read so much information in the last couple of days. And the government cannot be constituted as yet because no one party, they have three major parties, no one party won the number of seats that they should, according to their constitution, to become the government. So talks are taking place because one party, I think, got 3 seats, 3 or 4. The other one got the same number, and there was one with 7. I think they need to get at least 9 seats, 9 or 10 seats to constitute the government. So talks are going to see, coalitions. I know many of us, when we think of political parties and governance, we don't like to talk about partnerships. We don't like to talk about coalitions. But if we look at the trend across the world, the stronghold political parties are losing their footing for those who have not made the adjustments in time or adjust, as the people may want them to adjust. You see that the trend is people have to talk to others. You have to work with others from opposing teams and put your country first. So let's see how, the UNC is going to govern. Of course, we have the opposition leader who we would have heard from this week as well, in terms of, the opposition will be there not just to oppose, but also to present solutions and ensure that things stay on track. So our phone lines are open, 284-6597. I know we had a caller just now, but we lost that person. So if you can call back, 284-6597. And, just looking at us here in Tobago, here, we see the TPP holding its own, taking both west and east of Tobago. And the other discussion we are now hearing, of course, is Mr. Joel Sampson would obviously have to resign as assemblyman because he cannot hold those two positions. But according to law, that seat, when he resigns, the area he represents, that can stay vacant for up to 12 months. And one would think with an election just around the corner, that may just remain, vacant and not a by-election held. So, you can also comment on that. Do you think that the direction of selecting a surrogate just to man that area, or would you prefer a by-election and have the people go back to the polls to select the person they want to represent them? Also keeping in mind that a THA election is around the corner. So a lot of things to think about, a lot of things, issues to discuss, and I know everyone has an opinion and would like to see this or that, and sometimes the opinion may be strongly held based on your party affiliation, etc. But I always encourage us to be balanced. Nothing is wrong in having a preference. That's your right, that's your privilege. But we must sometimes analyze things just as they are and try to keep the biasness out of it and be true and fair to the situation, at hand. But as always, I know we like the excitement of the party politics, etc. So let me remind you again of our call-in number, 284-6597, 284-6597. You can call us and share your opinions on any one of the matters I may have raised, because again, we always have a lot to say, and Tobago Updates is providing this opportunity for you to share what's on your mind. So viewers, we go for a quick break, and when we return, we continue our little chit chat this morning.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show.
Want to get better? Where to start? What kind of exercise to do? What to eat? How to get restful sleep? Need a doctor to search for root cause? Look no further. Come to Majuba Hill Lifestyle Center Foundation at our Wellness Center in Goodwood, or Food Hub in Darrow Springs, Scarborough, or Doctor's Office in Goodwood and Darrow Spring. Contact 49 Swift 4979 438.
Welcome back, viewers. Thank you for staying with me this morning on GMT Good Morning Tobago. I'm your host, Natalie Seeley Richardson, and we just have about 5 minutes before we wrap up this morning. And I must apologize to our callers. While we were on the break, I was informed that we were indeed having some technical issues on our phone line. So though we had callers and some of you were waiting patiently to share your opinions, we were having some issues. So I don't know if anybody wants to try and give us a quick call before we wrap up. 284-6597. I believe we have solved that issue. So give us a call, and I guess then we'll find out if we did indeed solve that issue. The number again is 284-6597. And we continue to, just take in what has happened Monday when we went to the polls. And, on the media, you are seeing a lot of persons, experts, and those who just have opinions sharing their synopsis, their assessment of what took place at the polls when you look at the figures. I know one of the things we do have a call. Good morning, caller. Caller, good morning. I was hoping that we had that technical issue fixed. I'm not sure if the caller is hearing, but I am not hearing anything on my end. So again, I do apologize, caller, if you are in fact on the line hearing me. Good morning, caller. One of the interesting things coming out of the elections and what is being spoken about a lot is the actual figures, the stats coming in. We have always been told, and I guess the experts and those who deal with the numbers would have, look at the trends and are able to come up with this conclusion. But we have always been told, traditionally, PNM supporters would hold their votes when they are unhappy with the party, and not necessarily will they go out and vote for another political party. Looking at the numbers, one saw that the UNC got an increase, but not a major increase from, what we are being told to see. But when we look on the PNM side, there was a decrease when the figures are compared to the last general election. So is it in fact that, the PNM supporters did what we are told they traditionally do? If they are unhappy with their party, they just abstain from voting? And, is that... And when we know we abstain from a vote, then the other side, technically gets it because you didn't vote for your side. So one can, of course, make an argument around that, but we can just, for simplicity's sake, state it like that. And if it is that your supporters are unhappy and that's what they traditionally do, how can that be changed? How can you now then listen to your support base and encourage them to come out to the polls and support you? Is it that you really have to now step back and make the adjustments as a political party? And this is not just for the PNM, but any political party, any organization that wants to keep their base and, get the support that they need from their base. Do you really have to sit back and listen now and not just listen to the loudest? Sometimes in a group, the loudest get heard and not necessarily those who may really have a point or a cause. So I know a lot of retrospection is taking place. The other parties as well, the smaller parties, you saw a number of parties for this general elections, even in Tobago. When I went to my polling station, after you heard some of the people outside saying, didn't you see how long the ballot paper was? I've never seen that before. And even that in itself is history. I think that's instrumental to know that people are offering themselves. They are coming up with philosophies, ideologies that they think is better or different from the status quo, and are willing to put themselves out there. And, for someone to decide to do that type of representation, kudos to you, because you are up to scrutiny, you are up to so many different things, and you have decided to offer yourself in that way. Many of us may have opinions and we may advocate on the ground level, but we may not be so brave to do what you are doing. So I always, admire those who are able to put themselves out in the public like that. So times are changing. Times have changed. We have younger voters. We have voters who would have voted for the very first time. I saw some of them sharing their experiences on social media, media houses interviewing some of them, how they would have felt. Some admitted they were a bit nervous and wasn't sure if they were going to do the right thing. But they felt good. And that's what I would have encouraged us to do, even the Friday before going to the polls, that this is not just a right, it's more than a right. It's your privilege to be a part of a democracy, to take part of the process. Whether your party wins or lose, after it all, we have the government of Trinidad and Tobago making decisions for us, and this is where we live. So viewers, it has been a time this morning. I am so sorry, because I was looking forward to hearing from you, and we had that technical issue. So please forgive us, and the next time we'll have to do better. We'll have to find a way to make that up to you. But thank you for listening. I did a lot of talking this morning, but you kept me company, and I do appreciate it. It's Friday, and as usual, I'll remind us to be careful. Remember, we are our brother's keeper. Let us look out for each other over this weekend. Drive safe on the roads. Don't let the road rage get to you. If you get a little bad drive, take a deep breath. Be mindful of the law. Don't wait until you see the white shirts or police officer to know you have to pull your seat belt or to put down your cell phone while driving. So we live in a beautiful place. I hope that you make time to enjoy nature this weekend. So many people sacrifice to come to this part of the world for a 2 or 3 days vacation, and we live here. We are blessed. So enjoy your weekend, be safe, and we will pick up here with the morning show Monday, God's willing. And thank you again for keeping me company this morning on GMT.
It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning as the passion start to